the hell's that? Okay, yeah. That was definitely a knock. Oh, God. Something's definitely knocking against trees. There's strange animal and fauna sounds out here, and I'm pretty sure something threw a stick at me. Hello? Hello? Is there anyone out here messing with me? What was that? Something is going on in Ohio, aside from the usual bullshit that goes on in Ohio. In early March of this year, there was a sudden influx of Bigfoot sightings in northeastern Ohio, in a region called Portage County, specifically around the Cuyahoga National Park. 6 completely different sightings in 4 days. This kind of thing is known in the cryptozoology world as a flap, a term used to describe multiple sightings happening all in a short time period. And Bigfoot is kind of a hot topic in the paranormal community right now, as the Gimlin film, which is the quintessential Bigfoot video and evidence film that started it all, has turned out to possibly be completely fake. Not surprising to me, because I never thought the Gimlin film was real in the first place, but it's interesting that both of these things are happening in the same short time period. Regardless, let's focus on what's going on in Ohio. We're going to skim over the various sightings to get a good idea of what we're dealing with, and if you want to deep dive on these sightings, there are plenty podcasts and websites that specialize in collecting Bigfoot reports and Bigfoot sightings. Or just, visit the Bigfoot Researchers Organization website. They have literally everything involving Bigfoot there. Alright, right here I have Paranormal. It's like a very popular cryptid information, sightings, and report website. And they have done a big spread on this whole thing. 8 witnesses, 2 creatures, whatever is moving around Ohio just got bigger. That's their little headline here. Between March 6th and March 9th, 2026, a cluster of Bigfoot reports emerged along the Headwaters Trail Greenbelt, a wooded greenway connecting the small town of Mattawa, Garrettsville, and Windham in Portage County, Ohio. Cryptozoologist Jeremiah Byron of the Bigfoot Society podcast is calling it the biggest flap, a concentrated burst of sightings in a defined area since the 1970s. Alright, but let's see, what are they actually saying here? It started at 12:23 p.m. on March 6th near Route 50, and we saw all that. A cryptid researcher spotted a 9-foot brown figure standing roughly 120 yards away in broad daylight. The figure locked eyes with the witness and then it left. The following night, 10:52, same general area, an 8-foot tall dark brown figure emerged just 40 yards from the trail. It produced what one witness described as a deep vibrating grunt that echoed through the trees, and it left oversized muddy footprints, and then it disappeared. You think that if someone saw oversized muddy footprints, they would take some pictures of it, but there's no pictures of it on here at least. On March 9th, there were 3 sightings in a single day. Let's see, 10:20 a.m. Garrettsville, an 8-foot black furred figure was spotted moving through the woods. 11:47 a.m. A 10-foot creature with a stilt-like gait and a strong musty odor walked through the area. And that's the thing about Bigfoot. You get the normal stuff, the big footprints, the knocks in the woods, the whooping, but one of the main things people say that you could tell that there's a Bigfoot around, apparently they smell like hammered shit. Like a very awful musky scent, and it makes sense. I mean, they're out there squatting and shitting in the mud all day. Yeah, squatching around. The following day, a man's German Shepherd lunged forward, then began shaking uncontrollably and refused to approach the tree line where an 8-foot shadow had been standing. A seventh sighting, I thought there was only 6, reported on March 11th, placed a 6.5-foot lean brown figure walking into incoming traffic. It came within 3 feet of a mother and daughter's car. So this guy, Jeremiah Byron, has been mapping these reports as they came in, and the pattern is hard to ignore. The creatures vary in height from 6 to 10 feet and in color from brown to black, which is pretty standard for a Bigfoot. So this guy seems to think that these Bigfoot is not one creature, it's a bunch of different Sasquatches in the area. And apparently Portage County isn't really new to this. There are 328 historical Bigfoot reports for Ohio. And Ohio's regional variant is known as the Grassman, described as taller and sometimes more aggressive than the Pacific Northwest Sasquatch. Well, that bodes well for me since I'm about to go out there and look for it myself. Here's what's missing, and this is what gets me, you know. There are no photos, no video, and no publicly documented plaster cases from this cluster. Encounters lasted seconds, and witnesses described by Byron as shook up and emotional weren't filming. But yeah, I think, okay, look, I know I'm a YouTuber and I go looking for this stuff to catch it on camera, but I would think that if I saw something like that, I'd pull out my phone at least. Or especially the dude who found footprints, I would have, you know, taken a quick shot of it for proof. It's very interesting that there's no actual evidence of this thing. Okay, so there's a total of 8 sightings now. There's an update. The flap isn't slowing down. On March, blah, blah, blah. 7-foot, dark reddish brown figure. Big, fat, round, muscular arms. And a powerful, heavy frame. Yeah, and again, if you want more detailed, in-depth, just go to the Bigfoot Society. They could do this a lot more than I ever could. But yeah, it's interesting, especially that it's a cryptozoologist who said he found it originally. It's a little fishy, the way I see it. No evidence, no nothing. I think it definitely could be a whole bunch of people just saying that there's a Bigfoot around, trying to get more notoriety, or trying to, you know, make a big fuss about it, bring more people to the area. I don't know, but we're gonna go looking anyways. Now, I know I'm a bit late to all this, as all this stuff went down in March last month. But I think those Bigfoot could very much still be in Ohio. A lot of folks seem to think that this movement was migratory, and I don't reckon that they would stay around Tioga National Park, since although it is a national park, it is highly developed and very touristy. Here's my theory. There are multiple wooded corridors leading to a much larger and much isolated wooded area in Ohio, the Wayne National Forest. It's Ohio's only national forest, stretching to around 240,000 square miles. The national park that the Sasquatches were spotted near is only 33,000 square miles. And for you folks who ain't really outdoorsmen, national forests are generally larger and more isolated than national parks. National parks are literally built for people to visit with their families. National forests, not so much, and are usually considered true wilderness. I reckon all those Bigfoot wouldn't have lingered around the Cuyahoga National Park area. Instead, they would have moved through those wooded corridors to the Wayne National Forest. If you look at this from a wildlife behavior sort of view, it makes a lot of sense. Not to mention, Wayne National Forest has its own fair share of Bigfoot sightings and reports. I think Wayne is the perfect location to go looking for some Squatch. It's going to be about an 8-hour drive from here in Tennessee to Ohio, so without further ado, howdy critters. We are here in Ohio. I don't know why when I think of Ohio, I think that the entire state is just 100% city from ass to tit. You kind of forget that, yeah, there are some very rural locations here in Ohio, like here. Yeah, we're staying in a nice little A-frame cabin while we're here, and all this is woods. My wife just used the bathroom. You know, looking around this area, I can definitely see why people have been reporting Bigfoot sightings. There's tons of woods around here. Again, you kind of forget that this is part of the Appalachian Mountains. It's going to be cool to get out here tonight and hunt for some Bigfoot. Let's go do that. All right, yeah, this is Wildcat Hollow Trail. And that right there That's the shitter. I think this is a really good trail to choose. Ain't that pretty? Because this is a backpacking trail. It's here in the Wayne National Forest. It's super isolated. It goes on for about 15 miles, I believe, is the total length. If there's any place here in Ohio I'm going to find a Bigfoot in, it's probably here. So let's get to it.
You think that's Bigfoot?
What the hell is that?
I saw a really big bird.
We're off to a wonderful start, ain't we? All right, we're now got to go investigate. Stay here. I do got to be a little wary. There are bears in this forest. And from what I've seen, quite a few of them. Hello? It was kind of in this general direction. Is there anyone out here? Hello? There's a mourning dove. Alright, it's springtime here. I really gotta look out for snakes and such. There is a buzzard down yonder, and there's an owl in this patch of trees, and that's where that big sound was. What I reckon is that one of these buzzards, or the owl, knocked down a dead branch, and it knocked down other branches, and that's what made that wild sound. I don't think that was a Bigfoot, not this close to the road. But yeah, that was weird. Very weird right off the bat. All right, if you see a giant 7 foot tall, completely hairy, covered in hair, masculine man come out of that forest, it's not Bigfoot, it's just your husband. I love you.
I think you're...
I love you. Wish me luck. Oh my God, I'll tell you what, it is lush out here. Very lush. It's bushier than George Bush. Yeah, very, very nice. You really don't, you know, when you see something like this, you don't really think Ohio, do you? I kind of think of, you know, getting shot. What the hell was that? Yeah, it's springtime, all right. I love the spring, but the springtime don't love me. It's a little bit rainy and it's a little bit muddy. That right there, the wind is going to be an issue. I'm going to think I'm hearing something crashing through the trees, and really it's just going to be wind. But yeah, if there is any type of Sasquatch out here, I'll be able to clearly see its big ass footprint here in the mud. Check it out, critters. We got 2 bits of fauna right here. Look, okay, so first, check them out. It's a salamander. Say, hey, little dude. Oh, you are pretty. Look at you. You are gorgeous. Hey, little dude. Mwah. Give him a kiss. Give him one more kiss. Mwah. And then right here, we have a fuzzy bear caterpillar. These are the ones where you're not supposed to pick them up because they got little barbs and stuff that will inject you with the venom, and it really hurts. But this guy's really cool. Look at you. He is slicker. He is slicker than an owl, and an owl slick. That is a well-hydrated salamando. See, this is a good example. Check this out. These are paw prints. Pretty big paw prints too. Those are from either a dog or a coyote. I'm gonna think a dog. I bet someone brought their dog out here to camp. All the tales say that Bigfoot, it's often seen around campsites because just like a bear, the food and the smell of food kind of draws them in, and they say that one of the best places to find Bigfoot prints is around muddy campsites like this. So what I'm doing, I'm just looking around for any sort of big ass footprint, but I ain't seen none. Man, this would be a perfect camp spot if I was out here just to camp. You have a water source, nice big open area. God, it is so pretty out here. I kind of wish I would be staying the night out here. Oh, I can't wait till I can do this full time and I don't have to go back to my day job every day. It must have been a big rainstorm lately. This entire area was flooded. Now, over there, that was a great place to set up camp. This right here is an awful place to set up camp. Because as you can see, the water is right here. If there's like any type of real big rainstorm, you're getting swamped out and you're going to be swimming. Your tent's going to be turned into a kiddie pool. Not optimal. So there's definitely some things I'm going to keep an eye out here, aside from big footprints. They say that the Sasquatch will, to communicate with each other, or maybe for territorial aggression displays, they will knock sticks against woods, usually in increments of 3. So I'm going to be listening out for any type of banging like that. Scratch marks. Sometimes they'll sharpen tools on rocks, or they'll break rocks to make tools. Be looking out for that. Of course, the telltale whooping that people always talk about, you know, that "whoo" or whatever sound they make. So I'm going to be listening out for that. Any type of loud animal noises. I have thermal cameras. I have night vision cameras. I have night vision goggles. So if I do hear something, I'm going to be able to just take the lights out and use the thermal and night vision to hopefully not scare it. Man, this forest is freaking gorgeous. And another thing I'm going to be looking out for is very bad smells. Apparently the Sasquatch smells like hammered shit. Definitely going to be using my old schnozzle as much as I can with how stopped up it is to use all the damn pollen around here. Oh God. Oh my God, that scared the crap out of me. Holy shit. Check that out. It's a trail marker. It said they use reflective dots on it. So when I looked over here, it looked like there were 2 glowing eyes looking at me. That scared the bejeebus out of me. Alright, there's a trail that goes right here. And there's a marker there. But there's also a trail right here. Right is always right. right. There were 2 knocks down yonder somewhere in this general direction. Now, of course, there could be campers out there. You hear some knocking and just knock back. Maybe it's other Bigfoot hunters, but you know, it's something to go off of. So I think I'm heading in the right direction. That's weird. That's very weird. It sounded pretty decently close too. That didn't sound super far off. Very weird. Let's go check it out, huh? Just keep on going down the trail. Check out these. Oh man, so pretty. Whoo! Oh! Oh! Woo! Woo! Hold on. Let's bring out the old thermal, huh? That sounded quite large. Did it look like something just hid behind that tree? Or is it just me seeing things? That one right there. I think I'm just seeing things. Surely, right? God, do you hear that airplane? Why is it so loud? God, it's gonna make trying to get, you know, sounds caught on camera much harder if that big stupid drone is the only thing you guys are able to hear. Let's go check out this. This is pretty steep, not gonna lie. Gotta be careful not to hurt myself. SRQBWB. This is a very well done carving. Usually people do it's just like a shitty knife. I wonder if these were trail workers or if this right here means anything specifically. I know this is a very well maintained trail. The Forest Service does a lot of work on it. So maybe that's what it is, or maybe it's just 3 dingbats coming out here and carving up trees to put their name on it. Okay, yeah, that was definitely a knock coming from anywhere in this general vicinity. It sounds like it's more over there though, but the trail just keeps heading up that way, and I don't want to go off trail and get freaking lost. That's how people die in forests. Check that out, that's creepy. Why he's just hanging there. Yeah, that was definitely a knock. Let me find something to knock back. Maybe it'll respond to me. Oh. Oh! 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 I have no idea how far away it is or which specific direction. It definitely sounds more towards that way, but I can't go that way. The only thing I can do is keep following this trail and hope that it kind of starts to bend leftward. I honestly don't know if I want to run into this, whatever this is out here. I can't quite remember in Bigfoot lore. Are Bigfoot carnivores? Do they eat people? If I do come across one, is it going to eat me? Or is it just going to beat the cheeks off of me? And what's going to happen to me if I come across a Bigfoot? I do have weapons, so I'm not going to be helpless to whatever a Bigfoot wants to do to me out here. But, you know, we got footprints right here. Let's take a gander. I mean, man, you really can't see shit with the light, can you? You see that? What? No, that's not much bigger than mine, and there's no toe prints. That's just a hiker's footprint. And a child's. I'm just now realizing that there's a kid's footprint next to it. Someone probably took their kid hiking out here for a little bit, maybe. But definitely not no 7 foot tall, 9 foot tall Bigfoot creature. Their foot circumference would be out of this world. Another fucking airplane. What is going on? What do you think, folks? Is it the Forest Service doing Bigfoot surveys. Yeah, probably not. I bet there's an airport somewhere around here, and I just don't know it. Check this out. There's some damage done to this tree. There's some big old gouges in the wood right here. Now that could be people who are camping just shoving a knife or an axe into it, but it doesn't really look like axe strikes or knife marks. Those are a lot more cleaner usually. Who knows, maybe an animal was scratching their claws, or maybe it was a Bigfoot sharpening tools or breaking tools open on it. I mean, it's something to think about, you know. When doing these investigations, you kind of have to just work with anything you see. Otherwise, you're just hiking around the woods for no reason, you know. I think I heard a very distant animal noise. Oh, look, a beetle. Hey, buddy. Yeah, probably not. I mean, it's hard to tell because I was yapping. I gotta yap less during these videos. We got more folks carving up trees like a bunch of dill weeds. Sad. You see, these do not look like the gouges over in that tree at all. They say that Sasquatches will break down trees, make structures out of the limbs that they break down, use it as territorial displays, all kinds of stuff. Alright, well, check this out. Right here we have a, might be hard to tell on the camera, but that's a dog paw. That's a big dog paw, man. What do you think? That same dog from earlier? Or is this here a coyote? There's a much smaller dog paw along with a human footprint. The dog paw I saw right there is much larger than these other ones that I'm seeing around here. Yeah, probably just a big ass coyote. Yeah, look right here. This one headed up until here. Whereas, see if I can find the smaller, yeah, there's the smaller paw print. He went that way. So I reckon that bigger one definitely is a coyote or a couple of coyotes. And they headed up yonder into the forest. And the smaller one I'm seeing right here is from a man walking his pooch, his little poochy pooch. That makes sense. But no Bigfoot tracks. I've been hiking this trail for a good bit. You probably can't tell on the camera because of all the cuts and all the cutting out moments of absolutely nothing happening. But I have been hiking for a good bit. And so far, no physical signs. There are audible signs, whatever that, oh, that is a baby deer track right there. Other than those knocking sounds, but that could be maybe campers, but it's pretty late right now. And this is pretty far out here, away from some of the main campsites. I don't know why someone would be doing this just to screw with me. I don't know. It's all very weird. And I don't want to sit out here and hear these knocks and immediately be like, oh, that's a freaking Bigfoot for sure, 100%. You know, when you do these investigations, it's honestly better to have an air of skepticism around you. You know, not every noise you hear is going to be paranormal. A lot of it is animals and people that you hear out here. And I think a lot of people misidentify sounds all the time. Oh, check that out. We're going to get a closer look at that. Check this out. I could be completely wrong, but I think that is a lunar moth. Maybe. See how close I can get without scaring it off. I think this is a big old lunar moth or some other type of moth. Look at it. I'll give you the extendo here. Look at it. Yeah, it's definitely a type of moth. I'll double check when I get home, but I think that's a lunar moth or a cousin of a lunar moth. That is such a pretty creature. Wow. It just got eerily silent all of a sudden. Folks say that when a forest goes silent, it's because there's a large predator around. And the other critters don't want to, you know, make their presence known. Let's go, night vision. We got gouges in the tree right here. Had an odd place for humans to be doing it since, you know, I'm pretty tall and that's taller than me. Don't know why a human would gouge a tree that high up for no reason. It wasn't even letters, it was just gougings. So, again, could be a Bigfoot sharpening tools. And it didn't look like no bear claws because I've seen plenty of bear markings in my day living in the Smoky Mountains where there is a very sizable black bear population. I do not like the sudden lushness. It's a real easy way for predators to hide, or at least for you to not spot them before you walk right up on them. Oh, fuck. Hell, what was that? You gotta be kidding me. It definitely came from over here. Or at least the sound. It sounded like something threw a stick at me. God, you can't see anything because of the damn foliage everywhere. I feel like I've had sticks thrown at me before in videos, but this one, I don't know why. Did I just see light? No, I think I just saw glare from the trail marker. Okay, I thought I heard something. I thought I could have sworn it hit from over here, but now I'm hearing rustling. Whatever that noise was, it definitely came from this direction, so I guess me and you are also going in this direction. Lord help us. Man, fuck off. Oh, it just keeps getting worse. What the hell is this? we got another big track right here, but there's no toes, and it's very shoe-shaped. And honestly, again, my feet ain't that much smaller than that. So, I reckon that's just a big old dude right there. Not a Bigfoot. Man. I really want to find out what that noise was and what's been making those responses. I've got to come across something out here, right? Another fucking airplane. Whew, check out the size of this canine print compared to my hand. And I got some really big fucking hands, dude. That's a big canine right there. And another set of paws. He is going. Let's see if he goes down this trail or if he heads up yonder. Well, they kind of just die right there. Maybe some of the water and storm rushed him out. He definitely didn't go up this way. I'm not saying. You're kidding me. Rain now? I just keep getting kicked in the nuts by the weather and terrain. Video after video, don't I? I walked yonder that way on the trail about 30 minutes or so from the last point where I cut off, the last thing I filmed. There's been nothing. I did a couple knocks. No knocking responses. I did a couple whoops. I didn't hear any more odd noises, so I circled back around, hiked 30 minutes back this way. Probably more than 35 minutes because I'm all the way back at that campsite with the creepy face. You probably can't tell because of all the cuts, but I've been out here like fucking all night. So I'm pooped. It's harder hiking at night. You really gotta make sure you don't run into anything, be it beast or tree. You don't want to run face first into a tree and break your nose out here. That would be suboptimal. Yeah, there's some strange stuff going on in this forest. I wouldn't be surprised if there were a Bigfoot in here. 'Cause, 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 Big Stinky? Is that you? Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there were Bigfoot living in here that migrated down from that state park or national park. I mean, this forest is huge. People do come out here to, backpack and camp, but I mean, it's big enough to where something could hide out here if it didn't want to be seen. Hello? Hello? Is there anyone out here messing with me? Alright, critters. I just looked at the weather. It says that it might really rain real soon, and I got some very expensive equipment that I cannot get drenched. I've gone out pretty damn far out here. I ain't found anything physical aside from audible. I haven't seen any visual evidence, but I've heard audible. Something's definitely knocking against trees. There's strange animal and fauna sounds out here. And I'm pretty sure something threw a stick at me. Or maybe the stick just fell from the branch and landed nearby. But that was startling, to say the least. But I can't stay out here much longer. In case it rains and I'm going to be caught out here. There's the rain. So let's head back. Oh, we are back.
Find anything?
So it was weird. I heard a knock and weird animal noises all night. I would take a stick, I would knock it against the wood, I would get a response back. And that happened a couple times until I got further down the trail, and then just nothing. I guess if it was a Sasquatch, it went way away from where I couldn't hear it anymore, or it couldn't hear me. But it was a weird night, really weird night.
Sounds like it. You let a fly in.
Alright, critters, we're back here in the studio. That was a very interesting investigation. I'm not quite sure what to think. I was getting a whole lot of audible, data, a whole lot of audible signs, but nothing physical, definitely nothing visual. That's what I wanted to get. It's one thing to, get strange noises out in the woods and capturing that on camera. But the woods make all kinds of weird noises anyway, so I wanted to definitely get something physical and visual, like especially on my thermal camera. But there's so much density and lushness of that forest that anything that could have been hiding in there. Now, being in that forest and looking around in it and seeing how dense it is, even with there's obviously campers hike that trail. It's a backpacking trail, but it's still very large and pretty isolated in a very rural area. I definitely think some Bigfoot could be moving around in there, and you wouldn't even know because of how lush it gets during the spring and summer. I mean, it was thick out there, and there were those noises. There was something definitely responding to me with those knocks. It definitely could have been a camper or someone screaming with me, but it was pretty late out there. It was dark. It was spooky. I don't really think that, but I'm not going to get on here on camera and be like, oh, I definitely responded and talked to a Bigfoot via hitting a stick, if I'm not entirely sure about that. I don't want to jump the gun. It's a whole bunch of weird stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. Maybe I should have gone to Portage County, but I couldn't really. They don't allow night hiking in a lot of those areas, and for me to night hike on this channel, I have to do it legally, and the Wayne National Forest allows night hiking, so that's one of the main reasons I came there instead of the national park. But yeah, hey, here's here's a little comment bait for you. If you want me to return to the Portage County area or go to Wayne Forest and actually do a 3-day camping trip with some friends to get some more data and see if we can really catch something, let me know in the comments if you'd like that. And for our second comment bait, if you have your own Bigfoot stories, or if you have your own Bigfoot sightings you'd like to tell, let us know in the comments. I'm sure me and a lot of our folks would love to know your story. And your third comment bait, let me know if you think the Patterson-Gimlin film is real or not. Because that's another whole thing that's been coming out in the Bigfoot paranormal. With all this being said, please drop the subscribe. I'm trying to get my first 100,000, and y'all have a good one, critters.